So I told you I was going to create a video talking about what is blockchain. And really what I want to talk about is what is a blockchain and how does it affect us and what is it for? And I hope to do this in very simple terms, at least to get you thinking, at least create a video that you can share with someone that, you don't even have to explain it. You can just show them a quick, 5 or 10 minute video. Now, I found this video on YouTube that does a great job of explaining what is a blockchain. I want to go into more details discussing what it's for, but you'll see in a minute, this is a ballot box. And I think this is a great example to talk about one of the amazing benefits of blockchain technology. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like an election was tampered with? Meaning, first of all, first question, do you think that an election has ever been tampered with in the history of mankind? Second question, do you think that an election in your country has ever been tampered with, where the results might have been at least attempted to be changed or altered? Third, do you think that you've ever actually participated in an election where the results were tampered and altered? I can tell you in the States, we've had at least one election where the results weren't clear. The hanging shad, meaning that people were supposed to punch holes, but the holes weren't punched clearly enough. And look, when you got a country of 300 million people, if only 10% of them vote, that's still 30 million, 30 million, 10 million. That's a lot of votes. A lot of things can happen. Blockchain technology makes elections fair, honest, and basically incorruptible, meaning that the results can't be tampered with. Let's take a look at this video.
When you vote, have you ever wondered whether your ballot is actually counted? If you meet someone online, how do you know they're who they say they are? When you buy coffee that's labeled fair trade, what makes you so certain of its origin? To be sure, really sure, about any of those questions, you'd need a system where records could be stored, facts could be verified by anyone, and security is guaranteed.
Okay, right there is a fundamental, ultimate use case for blockchain technology. Facts can be stored, security can be guaranteed, and the information, everyone has access to the information. See, up until blockchain technology, by giving everyone access to the info, you automatically had to compromise security. You could not keep the information, you couldn't make the information public without typically compromising the security of the information. Well, blockchain technology is the only technology that allows you to be able to keep facts secure, make them publicly available. And what was the other thing?
You need a system where records could be stored, facts could be verified by anyone, and security is guaranteed. That way, no one could cheat the system by editing records, because everyone using the system would be watching. Systems like this are on the horizon, and the software that powers them is called a blockchain.
I hope you caught that part. If you're new to blockchain technology, the thing you need to know about a blockchain is everybody can see the results. The information is publicly available, so everybody can check the data. So it can't be manipulated.
Blockchains store information across a network of personal computers, making them not just decentralized, but distributed. This means no central company or person owns the system, yet everyone can use it and help run it. This is important because it means it's difficult for any one person to take down the network or corrupt it. The people who run the system use their computer to hold bundles of records submitted by others, known as blocks, in a chronological chain. The blockchain uses a form of math called cryptography to ensure that records can't be counterfeited or changed by anyone else. You've probably heard of the blockchain's first killer app, a form of digital cash called Bitcoin that you can send to anyone, even a complete stranger. Bitcoin is different from credit cards, PayPal, or other ways to send money because there isn't a bank or financial middleman involved. Instead, people from all over the world help move the digital money by validating others' Bitcoin transactions with their personal computers, earning a small fee in the process. Bitcoin uses the blockchain by tracking records of ownership over this digital cash, so only one person can be the owner at a time and the cash can't be spent twice, like counterfeit money in the physical world can. But Bitcoin is just the beginning for blockchains. In the future, blockchains that manage and verify online data could enable us to launch companies that are entirely run by algorithms, making self-driving cars safer, help us protect our online identities, and even track the billions of devices on the Internet of Things. These innovations will change our lives forever, and it's all just beginning. To learn more about the urgent future of the blockchain, please visit iftf.org/blockchainfutureslab.
Okay, so here's what's important to understand about blockchain. The word that they don't use in here, that is a word I've used often, is it creates a trustless database. And this database can be used for any number of things. Imagine entire departments of government. Think of something as simple as your local church. How do you know where the money's going to in your local church? Now, a lot of churches, some churches will have these financial meetings with the congregation, and they'll discuss everything, etc., etc. But you only know what info they give you. However, if it was on a blockchain, everybody can see in an environment. It creates a trustless environment. Trustless. Trustless. It creates a trustless environment. That doesn't mean that it doesn't require trust. Like, typically that word can have a bad connotation. Trustless. What it means is trust is not necessary. You don't have to trust a primary entity. One of the things that was discussed,
that records can't be chronicled behind the scenes, it's difficult for any.
They talk about decentralized and distributed. So and they talk about, basically if you destroy this, node, then there's all these nodes that, have all the information as well. The information is stored in a lot of different places, and all the computer networks, communicate better on the blockchain. They communicate on the blockchain. So it does a couple things. It prevents any one central authority from taking over anything. Like right here, this is centralized. So there's, if you take out the middle node, you destroy everything. This is how governments are currently oftentimes ran. This is how large central organizations are ran. This is an example of decentralized. There's all these different sections. This is decentralized and distributed. That's the key. So there's no primary node. Every node is just as powerful as the other nodes. Every node share information, but they share information in a secure technology and a secure form of cryptography on what's called the blockchain, or through cryptography, internet security, a security language, then they do it on the blockchain. And the blockchain is the decentralized ledger. And anyone can, with a little bit of expertise, can go research the blockchain. And you can read the blockchain. You can see what's on it. Now, this is huge for a lot of reasons. You think about things like, so the Pentagon in the U.S. supposedly has never been audited. And the Pentagon has made public statements. They actually can account for a sizable amount of the money that has been spent. But what if a big part of that federal spending was on a blockchain? I'm not saying that you could do all of it on there, but there would be a lot more trust in the system because the system is trustless, meaning it doesn't require trust. So blockchain, anything that's stored on a blockchain, like Bitcoin, it can't be counterfeited, it can't be hacked. So that makes it, that's a big deal for technology, the future of technology. And as we start to use this more and more, companies are looking at doing this because they want to, for inventory controls, example, things like VeChain, and there's others out there, technologies that basically want to be able to track their own inventories. Well, if they track their own inventories, they don't have to wonder, hey, what happens if the server crashes? What happens if someone, what happens if someone manipulates the data? With blockchain technology, there's no one server that's going to crash. And there's no one person that can make any sort of change, manipulative change to the blockchain. Yes, people can make changes, but they're visible by everyone. So, and again, you're like, how is that technology even possible? You can do more research on that, but just know that it is possible. So think about things like this, medical records. Medical records can be kept secure and secret because you have to have a key to access the information. The key, by the way, is like in Bitcoin, your private keys on how you receive Bitcoin. but they can be kept secure, but at the same time be publicly accessible. Think about that. They can be publicly accessible. So medical records could be kept on a blockchain. And no matter where you're at, no matter how old you are, no matter where you go, then if you go to the doctor and they have your private key, they can access your information on the blockchain. It's there. No one can play with it. No one can manipulate it. Your banking can be 100% on a blockchain. This technology is incredible. Think about something like Social Security. Where does all the money go that's been paid into Social Security in the U.S.? Where does it go? Well, the truth is, nobody actually knows where all that money went. But on a blockchain, that money could easily be tracked. Of course, it would have to be through some sort of electronic currency, the way technology is, whether it was paid in Bitcoin or some other altcoin, that those dollars, could be tracked on the blockchain. This is revolutionary technology. It creates a decentralized, distributed, secure, public, trustless system. Once you understand that, it becomes a game changer. This technology is a game changer. You have to educate yourself on this technology. Do your research. Hopefully this video got you on your start. Now, in an upcoming video, I don't know if it's going to be my next one or another one, but in an upcoming video, I'm going to talk to you about Ethereum contracts and how does that play a part into the blockchain. However, one of the reasons that I like Proof of Weekends 3D is because they operate as a part of a blockchain. So that's one of the reasons that I like this. I mean, it's an altcoin that operates basically as a part of a blockchain. And that's how a lot of your cryptocurrencies work. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the list goes on and on and on. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful to your understanding. If you had never heard of the word blockchain before, hopefully it makes a little bit more sense now. And hopefully this will just be the start of your journey that's going to transform your life. This kind of stuff can keep you awake at night because the future, what the future holds, what this stuff's going to be capable of doing, we've only begun to scratch the surface of what blockchain technology can do to be able to make our lives so much better in the long run. Thank you so much for watching.